Hey guys, it's Travis again. So today I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time and discuss what overlanding is, or at least one aspect of overlanding and what it means to me. Now, overlanding is nothing new. The term's been around for decades, probably even longer. So I'm not going to go into the full dry details of its history. But overlanding over the last decade has become something quite popular, which is driving this aftermarket industry, which is a really good thing, but also can be bad in some situations. The bad is that it sometimes increases the cost of these newest and greatest products, but it also leads to people exploring more of these DIY options to suit their needs, which, in my opinion, is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, overlanding, when you break it all down to what most of us do here in the States, is nothing more than vehicle camping. Now, don't everyone get upset by me dumbing down the term. So, to kind of explain what I'm trying to get across, I wanted to tell you guys a little story from my childhood. So, when I was younger, my father was an avid camper and a passionate fisherman. So, lucky for me, I got to spend a lot of my childhood camping and fishing with my dad. At the time, I didn't connect any of these dots to everything that went into like a 3 or 4 day camping fishing trip. But now, being older and doing some of the stuff that I do, I definitely realize that essentially we were overlanding. The reason being is I have solid memories of my father getting all the gear and supplies ready for whatever the next trip was to happen. He had an old Chevy Blazer, that big full size version, and like our trips were compiled and completed by loading all this gear into my father's 4x4 rig. Now, the gear he brought was no small list at all. He was an overdoer all day, every day. But he had perfected his gear list over the years. So he had these special crates he had built for in particular sizes for certain items, like the tent and tarps. Had their own hand-built crate and case, our camp stove and utensils, and all our dry goods. They had all their own containers, and all these things were built for the sole purpose of fitting into the back of this rig in a particular order. That, essentially when it came time to set up camp, everything was readily available and he knew where everything was and where it was supposed to be. And then when it was time to tear down and move to a new location, maybe a few miles away down a different Forest Service road, things packed up quickly and in order. And they were ready to be deployed to the next perfect spot in no time. Now, he didn't refer to this as overlanding. It was just another camping trip. But in today's definition, he was essentially killing it in the DIY overlanding category. He had a very capable off-road vehicle. He had no issues in taking the less traveled path to get to just the right spot. Everything we needed for the entire trip was all organized and located in the vehicle. The trip was usually planned out in advance with camping spots already identified using paper maps. Yeah, paper maps. Decades before we have all this info just in your hand, in your phone, or in a tablet attached to your vehicle like most of us today. But he was constantly perfecting his setup, ever expanding the items that he included on the trip, or eliminating items that he didn't really find necessary or needed. Now that to me is an essential component of overlanding. The always progressing and improving one's gear, vehicle, and setup of each while you're enjoying the outdoors. So I feel like a large portion of overlanding setups are very personal. So keep that in mind when you're outfitting your rig for your next trip. And with that, keep evolving, enjoy the outdoors, and spend time with friends and family. See you guys later.